So, rezero day. What do you guys think about the episode? I don't know. For me, at least, I had a lot of deja vu. Honestly, don't get me wrong. A lot of stuff happened this episode, but I felt I was watching the first few times, or the first time Subaru actually used Return by Death. We have Elsa. We have everybody's plotting. He doesn't know what's going on, who he can trust. Also, some key differences, so to say. Mainly, this time he's not alone. He has some allies, or some also supposed allies. Another faction who doesn't want to do the same thing as him. This talking about the guys who don't want to release the sanctuary. The faction who also wants to release the sanctuary also are plotting something, are not saying everything they want to do or accomplish. Now, let's get into this episode and see exactly what happened. Like I said, I got a lot of deja vus with this episode, but this time we're back to Return by Death, so to say. Subaru has his checkpoint now, right after the trial completed. He's right near Emilia when she has her trauma, so to say, with her past. We still don't know what exactly she saw. She's still very traumatized about what she saw. Subaru's still there comforting her. Now, right after this, they're back at the group dinner, so to say, where they're talking about everything that's going on. And Subaru does things a bit differently. He takes a bit the let's rush approach. Mainly because he wants to rush back to the mansion. As you guys saw, Elsa's back. The first time he died this season. And he got to return thanks to his return by death. Now we're back into the Subaru suffering scenarios again. So he rushes a bit. Says he wants to be the one who's gonna complete the trials to Emilia. Doesn't take it very well. She assumes that Subaru doesn't have faith in her, which I can kind of agree from her point of view, but he only wants to protect her and spare her the suffering or confronting her past. But she also brings up a very good point. How am I supposed to get over my past if I'm not able to confront it? Now, I don't know if she's gonna be able to complete the trial. I still don't think she will be able. Maybe Subaru's gonna be in her past with her. I think that's where they're going with the story a bit. I think he's gonna be inside the dream state or the trial, and he's gonna help her get over the drama or trauma or whatever happened in her past with her father or something else. Because if you guys remember, she mentioned her father last time. She called his name Father, please help me. I think that's where they're gonna go. Like, Subaru and Emilia are gonna pass the trial, but I still think Subaru is gonna do the majority of stuff. Well, Emilia, she's still opening up to Subaru more. They didn't have the small hand moment when she was in bed and she extended her hand to her, since he decided to rush a bunch of stuff. Also, Subaru Garfield. Subaru wasn't the one who convinced him to let him leave with the citizens, also the villagers, my bad, not citizens. Now, it seems that Roswell still plotting again, because hey, it's Roswell. He still wants to be the one that controls everything behind the scenes. He told everybody else that he wants Emilia to be the one to complete the trials, and the factions that want to release the sanctuary, being Garfield and what was her name, Ryuzu, the small lolly girl. They kind of have to do what Roswell says, since even though, in their words, if the sanctuary gets released, they're still on Roswell's land, so he still has control over that. They don't want to make him mad or go against him. Now, I don't know what exactly the relationship is. I mean, the sanctuary, the guys that live in the sanctuary and Roswell, besides just a political relationship, for lack of a better term. I don't know if he did it as to offer them the sanctuary out of the goodness of his heart, because I don't really see Roswell doing that without getting something in return. So I don't know what the deal that's made between them and Roswaal, but he still seems to be the one in control. Now, Subaru and Roswaal still have the conversation, but it's not that heated again. Like I said, Subaru is rushing things just to get back to the mansion as soon as possible. And he also has a slip up, which I think is gonna be a very, very major key going forward between Subaru and Roswaal. I think this is the beginning where Roswaal starts suspecting something more about Subaru. He says, I won't be able this time to convince Garfield. And Roswaal, this time. That moment I think is gonna be very important going forward. Maybe Roswaal is gonna find out about his return by death. Or not, or just this I think will play a major role going forward. I don't know exactly what role, but I feel like it matters quite a bit. Now, like I said, I don't know why Roswaal still wants Emilia to be the one releasing the sanctuary, besides just the political controller and growing her fame to win the elections, so to say. So, Subaru actually finally manages to leave, but not before having a moment with him and Garfield and Ram. As you guys know, last time Garfield gave him the crystal to show to Frederica in case they don't understand each other. Now, this time, since Subaru didn't spend a lot of time with Garfield, last time he convinced him to let him leave and release the citizens, Garfield gave the crystal to Ram, since he likes her quite a lot. But also Subaru made a joke that Garfield wasn't opposed to them leaving, and he said he's gonna use Ram as a decoy, which I thought was pretty funny. But this also gave Ram a deja vu, saying that she felt that this happened already, like Subaru using her as a decoy. If you guys remember in the first season, when they're fighting the demon dogs, he used her as a decoy. Now, does this mean that more people are gonna start remembering past lives and so on? Or maybe just Ram? I don't know, but I feel like it was worth mentioning. Now, Subaru finally gets back to the mansion. This time he's 2 days earlier. Elsa's not there yet. We see Petra. She becomes very reliable, well-spoken now, doing her job, a proper maid. They finally have their conversation with Frederica, but don't really get any information out of it except she can't break her oath out of her own will, which gives them a hint. But mainly because Frederica and Ram get along very well, even it doesn't appear they get along very well, but they understand each other very well. And Ram understood that Frederica can't break her oath without force, or without her own will, or without somebody else giving her permission. Now, I don't know what's this oath, who she made it to, who has control over it. Maybe the small lolly girl, Ryuzu, maybe Roswaal, I don't know, something to keep in mind. Now, Ram finally meets her sister. Of course, she still doesn't remember her, doesn't know about her, but they had a conversation before they got to the mansion where Subaru told her everything about his sister, her sister, my bad. And she actually confirms it's her sister by blood, saying they have the same blood coursing through their veins. Now, they're still talking a bit, and Elsa interrupts the discussion. She finally arrives there. They start fighting, they barely make it out alive. And I mean barely, Elsa almost killed all of them. And we see that Frederica can fully transform into a beast, which was a pretty cool transformation. I don't know what that means exactly. I thought they could only transform into half beast, so to say. Can Garfield also do the same thing? Were they beasts to begin with? Do they just have the ability to transform into beasts? I want more information about how demi-humans work, so to say. I'm always curious about this kind of stuff. Now, back to Elsa. She still survives the fight. Of course, she was a bit wounded on her arm, but not something major, so to say, so she's not defeated. They have a moment between them, the group. Ram wants to sacrifice Beatrice, and Rem leave them behind so they can escape. But the others, Frederica, Petra, and Subaru, wants to save them. They finally agree to save them, and Ram goes to get Patrash, the dragon. And the other guy's job is to go retrieve Beatrice and Rem. Now, they go back inside, and apparently there's another beast there. The first thing I thought about when I saw the other beast is that Elsa. Is she also demi-human? Does she have the ability to transform also? Now, I might be completely wrong about this, but I have a suspicion that that's Elsa. But I don't know, just a random thought I had instantly when I saw the beast. Or could be something else entirely, somebody else than the beast, I don't know. But there's a small possibility that's Elsa. As for Elsa, we see that she was hired by somebody. She doesn't say who because of her principle. She doesn't like talking about her clients. But she gives a hint. The specific individuals or individual who hired her had a plan how this was supposed to work out. And since Subaru rushed, it didn't work out according to their plan and Elsa's plan. I don't know why exactly this plan was to happen the way they wanted to happen, in that order. Who exactly hired Elsa, but it's just a small hint from her. Hopefully we find out who and why. Is it the witch's cult? Is it somebody else? I don't know. Is it Roswell? Wouldn't put it past him, honestly, just to increase Emilia's reputation again or something. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if Roswell is behind even this, honestly. I don't know. But Elsa's back, and like I said, they gave me deja vus from the first episodes in season 1. This was his first case, so to say, when he started using Return by Death a bunch of times. Just to get away from Elsa. She was the first one who killed him. So, we're full circle here. I'm actually glad we're back to the rezero formula, so to say, that made it famous. Curious how Subaru is gonna get out of this one. Now, right before he's killed this time, right at the end of the episode, he is saved by Beatrice. He opens the door trying to go into Rem's room, and Pop is in the library with Beatrice, and that's where the episode ends. Now, I don't know why exactly she saved him, or even if she meant to save him. Is he gonna use the question that Roswell told him about last time when he didn't rush things? You remember the message from Roswell through Ram to Subaru, just to use the question if something was to happen. I don't know, but hopefully next week's episode we're gonna get some answers from Beatrice. She's probably the most mysterious one so far from our usual group of characters, so to say. At least with Roswell, we know that we shouldn't really trust him. He always has something scheming, I don't know. But Beatrice seems to just be there. What's her purpose besides protecting the library? Who is she? What does she want? I don't know. Is she tied to Roswell? Is Roswell tied to her? Hopefully we're gonna get some answers about Beatrice. And is Subaru gonna survive this time? I feel like there should be a reset in order for this episode, like him dying and trying again, because Petra actually died. Frederica, it's implied that she died. There's also a time where Ram comes after them and tries to rush. The small thing he saw, he was almost passing out thanks to blood loss. I don't know, I feel like this whole turn of events, I think, might get a reset, honestly. Petra's dead. Frederica, I think she's dead. My bad, I can barely talk. I'm losing my voice, by the way. But yeah, this episode was honestly pretty awesome. I'm glad it's back to rezero, suffering for Subaru. Even though Subaru is not happy, we're back to this. But hey, ReZero's back in force again after the super emotional episode we had, not last week, the week before that. This time I'm actually happy. Anyway, let me know what you guys thought about the episode. I liked it very much. Like I said, I'm happy we're back to return by that, so to say. I'm curious what you guys think about it. Let me know down in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe, all that stuff. It really helps. So, see you again on the next one. Have a good one. And keep returning here. Bye bye.